Hello everyone, my name is Helga and you're on my anime channel. I've decided to continue sharing some anime facts about myself, and today it's gonna be in the format of the anime tag. I've actually already posted an anime tag video on YouTube. It was about 4 years ago on my Russian channel, but that video itself is in English, so you can check it out. I'll leave the link to it down below. However, when I was going through the questions that I used for that video, I realized that a lot of my answers stayed the same. So in order to not repeat myself and to be more excited in the filming process, I decided to change the list a little bit by choosing different questions from various anime tags that I found online, the ones that resonated with me and that I have something to say about, as well as by adding my own ones. So I hope you like them and will be following along answering them with me. So without further ado, let's go. Question number one is, what is your favorite anime series? My all-time favorite anime series hasn't changed for almost 10 years. And if you watched my previous videos, you already know that it's Honey and Clover. It's a slice of life coming of age story about art college students with interesting romantic lines and great characters. I really can't recommend it enough. I'm actually thinking of making a video about my top 10 anime titles of all time. Please write in the comments below how you would feel about it. What is your favorite anime movie? My most favorite anime movie is Saint Young Man. It's about Jesus and Buddha coming to Japan for a vacation. There's also a series that came before the movie, but I personally like the movie more because it shows their trip to Disneyland as well as them celebrating Christmas and New Year. And it has a more heartwarming feel to it. I actually really like watching it on New Year's Eve. And I also need to mention that this anime has some One Punch Man vibes because the main characters are also always looking for discounts in grocery stores and stuff like that. What are your favorite and least favorite genres of anime? My favorite genres of anime are psychological thrillers, romance, and slice of life, but I also don't mind fantasy, isekai, and science fiction. I suppose my least favorite genre is sports, especially the fighting sports, but I haven't watched that many of them. I just can't get myself interested enough to try them out. What is your favorite isekai? It's 100% Cautious Hero. I watched it recently and was really entertained by it. It's like a breath of fresh air in the genre. So if you're looking for an isekai recommendation and haven't seen Cautious Hero, I definitely recommend that you check it out. What is the most underrated anime in your opinion? Okay, I'm not gonna name Honey and Clover again here because I guess you're pretty tired of me rambling about it all the time, so I'll go with Copcraft. It's a mix of fantasy and mystery, where our world has collided with a fantasy world, and two characters, one from each world, have to work together to solve crimes. I don't really hear anybody mentioning it in their blogs, though it's really good and deserves to be watched. Do you read the manga that goes with the anime? I don't really like reading manga in general, that's why I don't usually do that. But there is one anime that got me curious to open and read a little bit of its manga when the episode ended with a cliffhanger, and it was The Promised Neverland. Now, this is a very interesting one. What anime character would best describe your personality? I think it's Nana Komatsu from Nana. I don't really want to be like her, but I admit that we share a lot of similar characteristics. I've made some relationship mistakes similar to hers, so I find her almost uncomfortably relatable. I always say that I would like to be more like Nana Osaki, the other main character from the show, as she's stronger emotionally. But in reality, I'm more like Nana Komatsu. If you could bring one anime character to reality and make them your friend, who would you choose? It's Nyanko Sensei from Natsume's Book of Friends. I would really love to always have him around. You get to have a harem of 6 anime characters of your choice. Who would you choose? If I were in a reverse harem show, I would like my love interests to be Shinobu Morita from Honey and Clover, Kei Matoba from Copcraft, Okabe Rintaro from Steins Gate, Goblin Slayer from Goblin Slayer, Mitsuru from Darling in the Franxx, and Smith from March Comes In Like a Lion. However, I assume it would be really difficult for me to choose the best guy among them, so it would be a huge predicament for me. What is your favorite and least favorite anime couple? My favorite anime couple is Kokoro and Mitsuru from Darling in the Franxx, and my least favorite couple is still Mashiro and Atsuki from Bakuman, as I find their decision of not getting together for years ridiculous. Who's your favorite villain? This one is easy, it's Perforator from It Invaded. If you haven't seen my recent review of this anime, definitely check it out. I explain in much more depth why I find this character interesting. Do you skip or listen to the opening/ending songs? I never skip openings and endings and always stop my husband from doing so because I believe that they add a lot to the experience of watching the show. What is your favorite anime opening? My most favorite opening at the moment is the one from Domestic Girlfriend, though the girls' faces in it look incredibly stupid. But the song and overall directorial decisions are fascinating. I need to say that I'm in love with lots of opening sequences, so maybe I need to devote a separate video to them. What is your favorite ending sequence? My favorite ending at the moment is from It Invaded, which is not very surprising because Miyavi doesn't usually disappoint with his music. It perfectly matches the dark intensity of the show. What are your favorite animation styles and character designs? To tell you the truth, I prefer quite a simplistic animation style without any pretentious 3D animation and stuff like that. If one of the stories that I wrote was to be made into anime, I'd prefer to have the style and character design similar to the one in Oremo. Which Studio Ghibli world would you want to live in? Though the world of Howl's Moving Castle at the beginning of the anime isn't perfect by any means, I had fallen in love with some of its locations so deeply that was the answer that came to my mind first. Which sailor from Sailor Moon would you be? Okay, my story with Sailor Moon is weird. Back in the 90s, I didn't have access to the TV channel on which they were showing the series, so I didn't have a chance to check it out. But I was collecting coloring books and magazines that helped me learn information about the characters. And when I was reading them, I felt really connected to Sailor Jupiter because I had a similar hairstyle and eye color, as well as the same zodiac sign. I also had already owned earrings with red roses and her same hair tie before I even knew about the show. I believe that those coincidences weren't random and pictured myself to be a world saver. So I'll stick with this answer and say that it's Sailor Jupiter. I started watching Sailor Moon Crystal a couple of years ago but gave it up pretty fast, so maybe I need to resume watching it to see if we really have anything in common. If you could drink any anime drink, what would it be? It would be the beer called Suyobi no Neko from the anime called Takunomi. This title is about Japanese alcoholic drinks. I know it sounds odd, but I really enjoyed watching it, so I would like to try this drink, but unfortunately, they don't sell it in my country. If you could eat any anime food, what would it be? It would be the sashimi and some other dishes, again from Takonomi. The food there looks really appetizing too. What's the last anime that you've seen? The last anime that I finished is Infinite Dendrogram. It's about a full dive VR MMO, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I love the amalgamation of different characters and their histories coming together to all experience this VR world. So, this was the last question of my anime tag. I hope it was interesting for you to find out some more anime facts about me. Please feel free to share your answers in the comments below. I will be very excited about finding out your opinions. Subscribe to my channel for more anime related videos, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!